I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
All right, welcome to it. Another episode of Discover New Music happening now, and very excited for my guest. Just a long career that is continuing to bloom into fun, new, exciting things. But we're going to talk about our first love, or at least with her on this, and that is the Sick Puppies. Joining me, Emma from the Sick Puppies. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to see you again. And more importantly, great to talk new music from the Sick Puppies. We're all excited to say it. We're excited to hear it. The new album, Wave the Bull, dropped on the 28th. So it's super fresh right now. I know you guys are kind of basking in all of that craziness. It's been shy of about 9 years, Emma, since we were able to say new rock from the Sick Puppies. And a lot has happened in 9 years, personally, professionally, all that good stuff. So this is kind of a broad question, but what's the feeling with the band right now with this new record? What does it mean to you guys after all this time and having new Sick Puppies?
I mean, you said it. I guess it's been that long, huh? I guess it's just maybe a sense of, finally, like relief that we can finally release this album after so many years and after so much has happened, including the pandemic, which, let's face it, that took like 3 years, maybe, like just encompassing all the stuff that came with it. But yeah, I think that we're just relieved that we're able to release it. We had it for a while. We'd been writing songs, up until that point. And it just feels great to finally, get it out there, play some shows, and yeah.
Now, you mentioned you've been working on this, maybe had some things shelved. Has this been in the works? I mean, what's like maybe the oldest song you've had on there that you've been sitting on for a while?
I would probably say There Goes the Neighborhood, just because we had that one. We had like a period of writing and exploring right after Fury, because when we went into Fury, it was pretty much its namesake. It was like furiously trying to get it done. And we did after all that happened. And then there was touring for a couple of years. And then it was like, okay, what do we want to do next? And I guess it was kind of like not that we rushed into it, but we really did hit the ground running with Fury. So second time around, we just wanted to, take our time and explore. And I think what happened there was, we took our time and we explored and we came up with a bunch of songs. We're like, I don't know, like is this really us? And is this the band? And we had to like, kind of like start from scratch in a way with our approach, because we're like, I don't know, if we're honest with ourselves, is this really it? So there was a point where we did have to sort of pivot and go, okay, what's really us? And then it sort of became obvious. And that's when we started writing. We had There Goes the Neighborhood there and around that time though. And I think that was the start of that turnaround. So yeah.
Well, we're happy that, and we were patient, and we're glad that now it's finally here. It's come to fruition. And, obviously when I was prepping to chat with you, listening to the new record and just kind of exploring and seeing sonically where it's at, I don't want to, and I don't know if this was intentional or, again, like you said, pivoting, finding like, okay, this is who we are. This is what we want to do. Some angst, some anger, some heaviness in this one. Not that you guys have ever shied away from that, but like even there, you said There Goes the Neighborhood. You're like, whoa, it hits you over the head.
Yeah. I guess it is. It is. I think that the beauty of something we also like thought about and talked about was the fact that we had a scope of being able to be really heavy, but also we could do some, dare I say, more like pop leaning songs, but still us. And we have from the very beginning. And I think that like even from the beginning, like when we started doing Dress Up as Life and Tribal and so on and so forth, the last song on the album was always something of an indication of branching out, kind of like directionally. So we did the same thing with this one. And I think we had like kind of the liberty to just be able to do that. And then I think in just naturally, there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of what going on, in everyone's lives in the world. There's always a good outlet for frustration. So, what better than to write songs that can achieve that?
Yeah. Well, it's great. And again, Wave the Bull dropped on the 28th, the latest from Sick Puppies in a good chunk of time. Too long. Don't make us wait that long next time, Emma. Okay, just have way.
No.
Don't do a Tool and wait 2 decades before we do it again. But
No.
everyone should go check it out, and it's a lot of fun, and we're just happy to have that, and especially because you guys have been so busy. I want to talk about the title, Wave the Bull, because it's such a cool sounding title, and I know it's more than just a cool sounding title. It actually kind of encompasses what you guys were aiming for. It's a little bit more of a message in that. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Sure, yeah. It's a kind of a play on we were talking about throwing around titles. It was a difficult thing because we were like, first we got these songs, what is, like how does this, and it was all mulling around. And then the saying take the bull by the horns was kind of a little bit of a thing in there. And it kind of just morphed into Wave the Bull because the bull is such a strong image and word and animal and just energy in general. So I think that was one of the cool things. It was like, okay. And then we started talking about everything that we had all been through and the world and everything like that. Because a lot of bands didn't survive the pandemic, and that really sucks. And we could have been one of them. And there was a lot of that going on, like uncertainty and adversity for everyone and ourselves. So Wave the Bull was kind of just like, it came out of, okay, how about there is always going to be adversity. It's just how you deal with it. Everyone's going to be afraid of it. Yes, we're going to be afraid of it. But I guess it's kind of like waving it on and going, okay, bring it on because we can, or I can overcome it, and sort of trying not to shy away from it, even though it's much easier said than done. But yeah, just bringing on adversity and knowing that you can handle it kind of.
Yeah. Well, again, it's so cool, and I love that it brings more, and of course, people interpret what you want to, and that's the beauty of music. But I think it's such a cool, just attention grabbing title that gets everyone into the album, gets them ready for it. Really fun. Do you have a favorite track on the record, or maybe one that really speaks to you?
Yeah, I have a couple. I think the one that comes to mind though is Creature. As you said, the heaviness. It was something. It was kind of a dark horse, funnily enough. That song almost didn't make the album. We sort of had the songs and we were like, I think we need like a couple more. Mm-hmm. So we worked on that a little more right towards the end, like kind of at the 11th hour. And it came up so good. And we were like, wow, why isn't this has to be on the album? So that's probably my favorite one because that process of it coming through and then hearing it back after mixing everything, I'm like, it's so good. It's so cathartic. It's just, I love it.
I know, especially when you spend as much time with us. I know this has been, again, in the works and the years that have gone by, and again, all the different projects and craziness. I know you spend a lot of time, and sometimes you get close to stuff, you get pulled away from stuff. And I kind of, asking about your favorite track, and breaking that down. Was there anything on this album that maybe, I don't know, was a surprise for you guys, or something that was maybe like, boy, that was unexpected, but we really like it, or that came out of nowhere? Anything like that happen with this record?
Probably that song "Going Places."
Yeah.
I mean, definitely for Creature, that was like a dark horse that came out of nowhere. We had written a bunch of songs and a bunch of heavy ones too, and I would say that one, and also "Going Places" because that was the one that was like, it's kind of very kind of far from, it's a bit of a departure in our own way stylistically, but it's still kind of got the band's like spirit and energy in it. Mm-hmm. Because even the way it started, it was kind of like a joke at the beginning, and was messing around with this drum beat and bass line. I was like, I think we were like maybe a little burnt out. We were writing, we're like, okay, so we're just having some fun. So we did the whole thing in like, I don't know, half a day, less maybe. And and honestly, and some of the lyrics were different to how they were now. They're kind of a joke, and we were having fun, and we were like, this isn't anything, but let's just do this. And the bass line, even for me, I usually like to have things like go over and be tight and like, you know what I mean? But I do feel like this bass line's pretty loose, and I don't usually like to like leave it like that. But because the spirit of the song is so like kind of belligerent in a way, and it felt right just to leave it that way. So I think that was the unexpected turn because we usually don't do things like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
going places.
I love that. And what a great way to, the song was belligerent in a way. What an awesome way to describe a track. That's so cool. It'll probably be my label for this one. Well, we're so excited. And again, I know you guys, and by the way, congrats. I know you're pulling double duty, as well as now Evanescence. Very cool. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you.
We're talking Sick Puppies, but I know you've been very busy, but we are just so happy to have brand new Sick Puppies again. Wave the Bull. It's out now. Go get it. And then what's kind of lined up for you guys? I know Evanescence and everything. What do we got from the Sick Puppies, though, coming up in 2025?
Sick Puppies just doing shows and just getting back out there. We have Sonic Temple Point Fest coming up in the next few weeks. So yeah, just basically getting back in, rehearsing, and getting it all back up and running again.
Well, good. Well, if anybody can do it, we know you guys can. All right. Yeah. Well, now that we got the important stuff out of the way, again, new record, Sick Puppies, Wave the Bull, go get it. Let's have a little fun. We're going to do rapid fire. And right, this is just for getting to know Emma on a deeper level. There's no wrong answers on there. You just go with your gut. And we'll see what we got. Let's start with a bass player, because I know, and it's so fun watching you play bass and get up there and do your thing. So let's go with female bass players, and either or. Let's start with. I'm trying to think because there's so many good ones. How about Kim Deal, or who's on my list here? Kim Deal or Kim Gordon?
Kim Gordon,
Sonic Youth. Very nice. Not a bad pick at all. There's so many good ones. I don't know what it is. What about you ladies that you're just so good? It's the rhythm, I think, because you can keep everything together and tight. And that's a tough one. Okay, good. I wanted to get your take on that one. How about this? Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Billy Ocean or Billy Idol?
Billy Idol.
Let's do another name one. David Bowie or David Lee Roth?
David Bowie.
Very nice. Boy. Would you rather have pizza or hot dogs?
Pizza.
And can I say, do you put hot dogs on the Barbie? Can I say that, or is that offensive to you guys?
No. Yeah. Totally can.
We should probably do Australian slang. I don't know. Do you still get to Australia as much as you can, or not as much as you like to? Yeah.
I try to, and it's funny because whenever I hear, like, I can always pick up, because I've been living in, States for it's been a little under 20 years now.
Wow.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, right.
I can pick up, it's weird, because there's a lot of, Australians in America. And sometimes, Australians have been living here for quite a while, but I can pick up on the slightest tinge of an accent, and I'm like, Australia. And I'll always be able to pick it.
Do you guys then, do you notice then your accent comes back a little bit thicker and you get a little bit more Australian?
Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
Now that we're on it, then let's just do a couple fun ones. Okay,
all right.
Let's say, do you know what a bludger is? What's a bludger?
Oh, I haven't heard that in so many years. It's kind of like a bum, like someone that kind of just sits around, does nothing.
That's it. It's a lazy person. Okay,
good.
That's
so funny.
These will probably be the most generic ones. This one, I think a lot of us know this, but brekkie. What's brekkie?
Brekkie, yes, of course, breakfast.
That's right.
You have to. Yeah, you got to shorten everything. Everything's shorter,
Why do Australians do that? You shorten a lot of stuff.
I don't know. And sometimes, the irony is we don't shorten it. We make it longer by putting like an O or an E. It's like, you just say, like, for example, the name Dan. We have a friend, Dan, and we call him Dan-O or Dan-E, but his name's Dan.
Yeah.
Well, Daniel, but Dan. So it's really funny. I don't know why we do that.
You took the shorter name from the longer name and made it longer.
Made it longer. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. This one's really funny. Bathers.
Yes. Swimming costume? Is
it's swim trunk. Swimming costume is adorable, by the way. I think that's what I'm going to call from here on out. Hold on. Before I get in the pool, I have to put my swimming costume on.
Costume. I wasn't sure. See, I don't swim a lot, so I don't use the term.
Oh my God, I love it. Okay, one more, because this was great. What is this? Oh, a bottle-o.
Oh yeah, it's a liquor store.
God, you are getting
See the O?
the O.
See the O?
Yeah.
Bottle O?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go down. I love it. All right. And also, so I'm going to put on my swimming costume after I go to the Bottle-o and get some Fosters. That seemed offensive.
Perfect.
I don't know why. I feel like that was
Perfect.
offensive to you.
No, not at all.
All right. Good enough. Thank you for humoring me. More importantly, Emma, thank you for talking new music. This is so exciting. The Sick Puppies, Wave the Bull. It's out now. And I'm sure we're going to see plenty more from you guys as you stay busy with this new record. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.